We have here the UMX Twin Otter. I would say of acquired taste when it comes to these UMX birds. It's smaller than the, let's show you, hang on. Okay, smaller than the air tractor. So you can see if I put the wingtip of the air tractor there, even, you got, sheesh, lots of real estate all the way to the end of that thingy. So, know that it's a smaller bird. So, you know, some people say the smaller they are, the harder they fly. So, yeah, there you go. Kind of hard to show you in a video, but mucho smaller. Let's get this tractor out of here because that's not what it's about. Get that thing in there where he lives. All right. So pretty much you got your manual, you got your wheels. And this one was off, so let me go ahead and, looks like it was a little roughed up, maybe a bad landing or something, but let me try to get this in. I don't know why I'm having trouble getting it in, because I'm behind the camera, which is, all right, there we go. Alrighty, set this back in its little home. I got my radio. It's gonna be the DXE, and Twin Otter is selected. Pull on this cap. I don't know where the CG is gonna be, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook up the battery first. All right. I'll kind of keep still and let it do its thing. All right. Sounds like it initiated fine. I'm gonna just stick it down, even with that piece of Velcro in there. I don't know anything about this bird, nor have I ever flown it, but I'm pretty sure that most of these are pretty good with normally right where that Velcro is, you know, so you don't have to do too much brain science. All right, left, right, up, and oh, there's no rudder. So throttle doesn't work, throttle cut, throttle works. There are no flaps. So let me get this thing out there and see what it does. So I will say it's an incredibly windy day. Probably not the best day to do flights on other people's stuff for sure. But I'm fairly confident with these little things. They usually are pretty predictable. So I'm gonna give it a whirl. If I crash it, he's already crashed it because you can see it's kind of a little boogered up right there in the front. But everything seems to be working. I'm gonna do one last check. See if safe mode is on. Straightened it out, safe mode is. So if I run into any trouble, I can just click it on. I don't need much runway. I'm gonna get about right there. Okay, I'm looking for a tail dragger. When it popped down, I was almost startled. See if I can't get this as high up as I can. All right, let's go. Twin Otter. Oh man, it came up so delicately and controlled and nice. The flight is almost in slow motion. Now the wind is definitely blowing quite like I'm into the wind now. You can see the way the attitude of the bird changed. I'm almost hovering. I am hovering. So, all right, let's get that away from me so I can see something, or so you guys can see something. All right, I can't see anything on the camera. Trying to film and fly. Usually not a good idea, I think. I'm coming down the runway, see if I can't get that. I would say on ease of flight, this is super easy to fly. Now, can it land easy? That's gonna be the next thing to find out. We're in safe mode, so you know, that's that. Get it coming down the runway, no flaps to worry about. It's descending pretty good. And it lands pretty soft. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's no issue with that. All right, sorry for being so zoomed out, but of course I'm doing this by myself, so here we go. You ease into the throttle, it almost looks like, yeah, it just lifts off like an aircraft carrier kind of scene, I guess, if you've seen that before. Safe mode is flawless on this. You have zero worries of discomfort if you're new. Let's click it off. Safe mode off. It's climbing a bit, so like I said, this is for someone else. I don't necessarily have it trimmed or anything for this flight. It's an extreme wind and it's not liking it, and it's climbing like crazy. So I'm gonna trim it a little bit for him. It doesn't climb as much when it's going with the wind, so it might just be the attitude of it in the wind that's causing it to lift like that. So maybe I won't touch it. Let's just give it some power. Yeah, it's nice. It's very predictable to fly and off safe, and it rolls good. Whoa, it's way better than like an air tractor or something. It really rolls. See what a loop looks like? Oh yeah, nice loops. I don't know if I'm gonna be in frame for this, but I'm gonna try to get as much as I can and kind of go from there. So go up. Yeah, it flies good. It's got plenty of power to do whatever you need to do. It does that weird rolling thing, and you can just click it off and boop, you're good. You know, go back to level flight with no problems. See if I can get that again. Go up. Get high, get some runway, then I'm gonna go, and that's it. So, very predictable on that, and right back down to earth. Give it some power, calm it down, nice. I don't see anything I really just hate about this. It doesn't like wind, and with aircraft, you know, I guess lots of aircraft fly decent in winds. I can't say what aircraft does. I guess because the fact that it is so lightweight, it's not gonna be the most super controlled, predictable flight in the wind as it would, and if it's a little bit calmer, you know? But I mean, you can hover it pretty good in wind. So let's go click it off in safe. Oh, no, let's go off safe. I'm gonna go upside down. I know you can't see that, so I'm gonna go back over here and do it again. Let's hope you can see something over there. All right, off safe. Oh wow, it surprisingly flies great off of safe. I mean, upside down. Not off safe, but it definitely flies great off safe, to the point where I'm sometimes clicking it to think I'm trying to reach for the button to throw it off safe, and it's already off. That's one of those weird situations where you're flying it, you're flying it, and then you realize that you're off safe the whole time. And that happens only to folks like myself. You know, when you're new, you're not necessarily the greatest flyer. You're kind of keeping safe in your mind all the time in case something goes down. And you reach down, you go to click it on safe, and you're pushing it, it won't go. Why? Because it's already off safe. I mean, the opposite of that. So you're clicking it to go off safe, and it's already off. You're clicking it, it won't go because you're already off and you're flying already. Yeah, look like you can really slow this down to get some really cool, fun landings. Look at that. That's cool. And the differential thrust is so awesome that you can, look, that's all turn with nothing but differential thrust. Like, I don't have any aileron with that. There's just straight rudder turns. Yeah, you can go in a circle with no problem with just rudder. This is fun. I like this. I don't own one, but I would say I'm not against thinking about getting, I don't know, I got too many birds, and at this point I need to slow it down with my choices of birds to buy. So I won't be getting one. And I can always fly my buddies if I wanted to. I'm actually having a great time with this flight, to be honest with you. I hear the timer going off, so I don't know how accurate it is, but I'm gonna honor it because this is my battery, my Ultrix battery. This takes that 800 milliamp battery from the Ultrix, so I didn't even have to use any of his stuff. And yeah, very awesome flight. I'm thankful for that flight.